going on, guys? Dad Dash here, and I wanted to have a conversation with you this morning about tips and strategies that I think if you're new to food delivery, new to the gig economy, that might be helpful to you. Been putting out a lot of videos lately just talking about things going on in the community and more, I don't know what you want to call it, but I feel like, to me, I want to get back to talking about tips, tricks, and strategies and things that I'm doing, and try to create a good dialogue and discussion over what we can do to try to do what's most important to us, and that is make money. So today I wanted to share with you something that I've been doing here recently that's really been working for me. And if you're new to the gig economy, if you've been doing this for a while and maybe you're not happy with your results, something to try. And I think it kind of ties in with the idea that mindset and understanding what we're doing, who we are, and what's happening is going to go a long way. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what I've been doing recently is I've kind of changed my mindset with how I'm approaching my day. When I first started approaching the gig economy, obviously I came in and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm doing this DoorDash thing, and I wanted to sign up for all these apps, and I kind of had a very employee-minded idea because that's all I'd been for 15, 20 years. I mean, I was in the management side, but I was still approaching things from a shift, from a hourly perspective, from a what are we making? I want to go out. What times am I working from A to B? And trying to fit the gig world into this employee world. And as time has progressed, I've realized that if you try to take the gig world, put it into an employee framework, it's not going to work. Okay, you're not going to like the results as much. And I've started to evolve with my thought process and my approach to my day. And one thing I've been doing recently is I kind of came to an idea and understanding in my own mind where I kind of realized that, you know what, obviously from an hourly perspective, when you approach the day, if you're going out and saying, well, I want to go make a certain amount an hour and I want to go do this and I want to go do that, it just doesn't work. Especially because, like right now, I'm out here just kind of trying to pound out a few orders, right? But, if I set out and said between 8 and 10, I want to go make a certain amount, that may or may not work, right? And setting that goal is not going to necessarily get me to where I need to be at, because I might say, okay, yeah, I made, $20 an hour for this period of time, but that doesn't mean I made $40. That means that was my order value during that time. But does that really correspond with money? No, it doesn't. So what I started kind of doing and focusing on, especially as I'm taking a multi-app approach, is I decided, you know what? I think the best approach, the best way to approach the gig economy is stop focusing on an hourly approach. Stop focusing on a time-based approach, and realize that the best way to approach this is an order fulfillment approach. So right now, I'm just going to give you an example of what just happened while I'm doing this video. I just accepted a $25 order to go pick up a Spark order, and it's 2 orders, $12.50 an order. My goal now, and again, you can set whatever goal you want for your market, but my goal for my business is to have an average of $10 per order. And depending on the day, my goal is to either do 12 orders a day, which would equal $120, or 20 orders a day if I want to get to $200 if it's a real long extended day. Today is not a long extended day. Today my goal is to fulfill 12 orders at an average of $10 or more. I'm not setting a time frame. I'm going to set up different times to work. Today, this morning, I'm out till probably to about 9:30, and my goal was to fulfill 3 orders of $10 or more, which would leave me then 9 orders left for the rest of the day. And if I'm doing everything right, I would expect to be at about $30 by the end of that time. And right now, I just picked up a $25 order, which I'm going to go over and do. Now, obviously, I want to look at the efficiencies of my time. I want to be able to do this and accomplish this. So I have to look at what is the outcome? What is the value of these orders? What am I bringing in, an hour? How many orders am I doing an hour? My goal is to do, if I'm working a continuous basis, say I'm going to go out for lunch today, which I am. Say I'm going to go out from like 11:30 to 2:30, which I am today. That's my plan. So if I have that set up, then my goal would be to fulfill 3 orders, to accept 3 orders an hour while I'm out, and average $10 an order. So right now, I've got 2 orders of my 12 that my goal was for today, which means I have 10 more orders that I want to fulfill today. And if I go out for lunch, 11:30 to 2:30, my goal would be to accept 3 orders an hour from the moment I set my first order. That's when I start my time. And to work continuously. Those are my goals. I understand it may not happen, but that's my goals. And it simplifies everything. That's what I found, at least, when I've approached things this way. And one of the amazing things is I used Driver Utility app for my food delivery, and I use Maximo, and I've been able to set all these parameters up. And for DoorDash, I still go down to my hidden tip amount and kind of set that up that there's no auto decline, there's no auto accept. I'm just able to look at the order and go, okay. I put my eyes on it and determine if it's worth my time, if it's something that I think has a chance at getting extra, I'll do it. And there's been times I've gambled on one and maybe I get 7, maybe I get $8, whatever. But the other thing that happens too is as the day is progressing, right? If I have a goal to fulfill 20 orders today, what happens is the larger orders that you get, and I gotta turn this off. The larger orders that you get, like for instance, if you're averaging at a larger amount, it gives you flexibility to do some lower orders if you're going to have a volume-based approach. It kind of I can't describe it, but it kind of creates like a roadmap for your day because you know what you want to do, you know where you need to be at, and some days you'll be averaging lower, so you kind of know, like, if you've taken a few chances on some DoorDash orders that are below $10. Now, for me, Grubhub and Uber Eats, I there's no hidden tip on those, so I don't mess around. From Chick-fil-A has been declined. I don't mess around, with anything lower than what my standard is. But when you put it into that perspective of average order size, average order value, what are you looking at from that perspective? It's amazing how things just seem to click for me, and I've had some really good days. And instead of focusing on stressing out over hourly wage and this and that, it's like, this is my goal today. This is what I'm setting out to do. When I turn on the apps, this is the standards that I'm looking to fulfill. And then, like, right now, it's like I have 10 orders left that I need to do because my goal is to get to $120. And here's the thing. What I've found, my average day right now since I've been paying attention to order size more than anything else, I'm averaging about $13 an order, which means if I fulfill my 12 orders, I'm coming in higher than my 120. I've come in higher than my $200. And it's really just, to me, just such a powerful deal that helps because it's like, when you're looking at an Instacart, whether you're looking at Spark, whether you're looking at Shipt, whether you're looking at Grubhub, you know what you're looking for. And you're looking for that order that's going to be there, and you take the order. And then eventually a lot of times you get a really big order or a big couple of orders. And stack orders, the other thing is it's also brought my attention to one of my problems with DoorDash is that DoorDash was dragging my average down because I never really viewed stacked orders as separate orders. So I would take a $12 stacked order, right, for DoorDash, and then it would turn into a $5 and a $7. But your average order size there is $6. So you take the stacked order and it takes 45 minutes or it takes 35 minutes. You've just done, and then you get a third order for say $8. And you wonder, okay, well, wait a minute, your average order size, that's why you didn't get to where you needed to go. That's why you're out there working that extra hour, that extra 2 hours. So hopefully I'm making sense on this, but this is something that if you're new to the gig economy, if this is something new or you're already here, start focusing on the amount of orders you want to fulfill in a day. Also start focusing on the order size you need to reach whatever goal it is. So if you have a $150 a day goal, figure out how many orders you need. I say $10 is a perfect denomination, especially in this inflationary times. But if you want to go lower, if you think you can do more orders an hour, 4 orders an hour, then figure it out and set up that goal and approach it that way. And focus on order fulfillment. We are not out here working by the hour. We are working to fulfill a certain amount of orders that equals a certain amount of money for us. And to me, that is just the way it works. And once you start working this thing the way it's supposed to be, and you're focusing on a volume of fulfillment, it starts to get easier. And then you can start thinking to yourself, well, how fast can I get 20 orders done today? How fast can I get 25 orders done today? How fast can I get 15 orders done today? Holy cow, in 15 orders, I got X amount because I was focusing on a $10 minimum or whatever you want to focus on. You could even do $8 minimum. You could do $9 minimum. For me in my area, because it's a long, big market, $10 minimum is really where you need to fall at, and that will cover you. That will help cover wait times at restaurants. That will help cover excessive drive times, and it kind of brings it all together. And that's just for my market. But you still got to go out and figure out your market. But figure out what that figure is for yourself, and then go out and focus on fulfilling the amount of orders you need each day. And when you wake up in the morning and you get out there and you get out fresh, say, okay, how many orders do I want to fulfill right now? If you're going to go work for 3 hours, how many orders do I want to fulfill during this 3 hour period? And at what rate do I, and what do I want my average to be? And then keep track of it. And then figure out if you came in there and start honing it in. But you got to have a starting place, and I would recommend a great starting place, an easy number. I like easy math. An easy number to start at is 10, and by counting in multiples of $10, you know right away $100 is 10 orders. How fast can you fulfill 10 orders, and can you do it, and can you get an average of $10 per order? And if you can't on DoorDash, add another app. And if you can't do it with those 2 apps, add another app and see if you can find enough apps that can give you enough orders to fulfill at the rate that you need. And I guarantee you will like the results that you're getting. You will see an improvement in your results. You will see an improvement in your earnings. And overall, you will see an improvement in your mindset and your outlook when it comes to the gig economy. Hopefully this all makes sense, guys. I got to go get this order done because it's about ready for pickup. So thanks for watching today. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share this content with somebody. And most importantly, I want to hear from you and what you're doing out there. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're doing something similar to this. If you're not doing something similar to this and you're doing something that works, share it in the comments. I love to be challenged. I love to be thought. I love to get things to think about. And maybe there's something I could add to my artillery of things that we're doing to try to fight the good fight out here and make money in the gig economy. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay profitable, stay safe, and of course, as always, I will talk to you soon.